another excuse that Moses gives, and that is, Lord, please, Lord. You see that? The first question was, who am I? That's it. Second excuse gets a little longer, more explanation. Third excuse gets a little bit longer with more description. Fourth excuse, he's pleading and begging God, please, Lord. I have never been eloquent. I never was part of a debate team. I was never part of anything extemporary. And so I have never been eloquent. One excuse, two excuse, three excuse, four excuse, a lack of self-confidence, a lack of knowledge, a lack of self-respect, a lack of ability. Excuse after excuse after excuse after excuse. For the first excuse, the lack of self-confidence, what did God say? God said, I will be with you. When he had a problem with confidence, God said, I will be with you. You are not on your own. His second excuse, his excuse with knowledge that he does not know how to explain. He has never been to Bible school. He's never had any kind of degree in understanding and explaining the Bible. How can I do this? God says, I am who I am. What does that mean? Moses, this is not about you. This is about me, and I'm sending you. So even if you don't have any knowledge, this is not to tell about your story and your tale and your fairy tale. This is for you to tell about my story to my people, and I'm sending you. For the third excuse, where he is lacking self-respect because of his past, this is what God says, what is in your hand? With whatever is in your hand, I'm going to use that to build your respect, even if it is a stick. It does not say God gave him something supernatural. God used whatever resources was with him. God had given him enough to use him in whatever capacity. Self-respect. God asks, what is in your hand, and whatever you have, I can use it. You don't need to ask for anything new. Some of us are waiting for the gift of prophecy to be used by God. But no, you don't need anything extra for you to say yes to God. You move, and God says, I will be with you. God says, this is not your story. This is my story. I am who I am. When you say, no, I lack self-respect, I don't think anybody will listen to me or pay attention to me. I don't think anybody will value me. And God says, what is in your hand? Even if it is a stick, I can use that. We would think that would be enough, because for us, that might be enough. But Moses still goes on to say, but I can talk. I'm slow to speak. I look at other speakers. I look at President Trump and Bernie Sanders and all kinds of debates that going around, and I can talk like that. But God says, who made the blind to see? Who caused the dumb to hear? I am the creator God. And if I created you, that's all you need. I have given you everything it takes to do the work of God. What's your excuse? When did God get angry? After 4 excuses. Verses 13. Moses said, now, please, Lord, send someone else. Send someone else. As if God made a mistake. As if God was the one who made the wrong choice. Send someone else. It's at that point that God's anger burned against Moses. But God loves. God redeems. And so God still uses Moses. Despite his excuses, despite beating around the bush, God still used Moses to do the great work of God. He still qualifies the unqualified. He still empowers the one who feels weak. He still gives grace to those who are weak. The anger of God was burning against sin as well. There was nothing that sinful humans could do to satisfy the wrath of God. When there were other men who were unwilling to do the work of God, it took the willingness of the Son of God, named Jesus, who willfully, without making any excuses, to come down, be born of a virgin, live and suffer like humans. It was the willingness of a new Moses, who in the Garden of Gethsemane told God, God, this hurts. This is painful. I don't think I can carry this great mission. But let it not be my will, but let it be your will. It was the willingness of a new Moses who stretched out his body on that rugged cross and he was nailed to that tree. It was the willingness without excuses that drove those nails into those hands. It was the willingness of a new Moses who willingly died for you so that you and I will be set free. It was the willingness of a new Moses who willingly died for you and adopt us wayward children to make us his very own. What is your excuse today? What is your excuse?